Hello and welcome back to my channel if this is your first time here. Hi, I'm Cassidy. If it's not, thanks for always tuning into my videos. Today I'm doing something a little bit weird. Fantasy Reddit has a bingo board that they do every single year that it's like a year thing from April to like March 31st. And I decided that I wanted to take part in it this year, and so I figured I would bring to you my Fantasy Reddit bingo card TBR. This is very broad. I'm just putting in options at this point for things of me to read, and then at the end of the year I will hopefully react to this video with my actual successful fantasy bingo card. And we'll see how many of these I actually read that I said I might read. First card is the top of the LGBT list on Reddit. So for this one I have two options. My first one is Gideon the Ninth, which I really want to read, which is Lesbian Necromancers in Space. Or for hard mode for this, it is less than 10 votes. So I have Foundry Side number 2. I forget what that one's called. I have read the first Foundry Side, but there is a lot of representation in that series, in the second books particularly. As well as there is To Be Taught If Fortunate, which is a repeat on this list, Kings of the Wild, or A Darker Shades of Magic, which all have representation and had less than 10 votes on the LGBT list. The next prompt card is Weird Ecology, which the hard mode is not Vandermeer or Meeville. And for this, which I will hit hard mode for, I put The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. I need to read this anyways. It's on my These Books Will Self-Destruct, and I think I'm gonna love it, so it's perfect for this prompt, and I'm hoping I complete this one. Like, this is a must. The next is 2 or more authors, and the hard mode is 3+. Currently, I only have one that won't hit hard mode, which is Leviathan Wakes, which I really do want to read, but if you do have any fantasy sci-fi, so for this it can be fantasy sci-fi or horror that's in the SFF world. If you know any that have 3+ authors, please comment them down below, because I am trying to hit hard mode as much as possible, but I'm not stressing about it. The next is Historical SFF. For this one I have His Majesty's Dragons by Naomi Novik, as well as Ring Shout, who I forget the author of. Hard mode for this is not Britain or Ireland, and I don't have hard mode for these, so I need some. I've already read She Who Became the Sun and The Poppy War, which are the ones that scream out to me, so let me know if you have any. The next prompt is Set in Space, with the hard mode being from Not From Earth. For this one, again, I don't have any hard mode. I have To Be Taught If Fortunate and any Andy Weir book, because I do want to dive into Andy Weir at some point. So let me know if you have any hard modes for this one as well. This could be a chaotic video. I'm just really quickly going through all the prompts. I'm not really explaining the books, just to make it a really quick, these could be read TBR. The next prompt space is Standalone, and the hard mode is not listed. So for this one I have Preview of the Orange Tree down, which is listed, so it won't be hard mode. But for hard mode, I do own a lot of horrors which are standalone and won't be listed. So something like Sour Candy or Stolen Tongues, those all would work. The next prompt on this list is Anti-Hero, which the hard mode for this is a YA book. I currently have Prince of Thorns down, and I have read it, so I actually have completed this bingo space, but this isn't hard mode, so again I'm gonna attempt to see if I can finish a hard mode by the end of the year. I am avoiding YA, so if you know an anti-hero YA that you think I'm gonna like, please let me know. Please let me know. The next prompt is a book club or a read-along, and this is specific to the Reddit community and their read-alongs and book clubs, and their hard mode has to be a current selection. You have to participate in the talking. I have cheated on this. I am not submitting my bingo into the Reddit community, and I'm not a huge Reddit community, like, I don't participate in a lot, so I have changed this to just be any book club or read along that's happening on YouTube. So I will pick something. I am planning on participating in many. I also have my own book club, so I feel like those count in my opinion. I'm not submitting it anyways, so I don't care if I'm cheating a little bit on this one. This makes it more interesting for me because it's a community that I actively participate in. The next bingo space is a cool weapon, and the hard mode for it is if it has a cool, unique name. I have 2 for this that will most likely be read, both of them to be honest, and they both hit hard mode, which is Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson, and any of the Chorus of Dragon books. There are a sword in here that has a special name and a bunch of weapons that have unique names in them because they stand for more. This is actually a really easy prompt for me. I could probably think of a lot more that have unique names. But yeah, here we go. The next one is Revolutions and Rebellion, and the hard mode for this is the main focus of the book is on that. For this I have 2 down. I have Ill-Born 2. I've already read this one, and depending on when the second book comes out, I'm hoping to read that this year. I'm hoping it comes out this year, and that will focus a lot on it. Otherwise, I have Fireborn by Rosaria Munda as the other pick, and this one for sure hits hard mode because I asked my patrons that have read this if that counted, and I'm pretty sure Ill-Born 2 will also hit hard mode. And the next bingo space is Name in the Title. And the hard mode is first and last. For this one, I do have Sabriel down, but this obviously doesn't have first and last name, so it wouldn't hit hard mode. But I also have the Lies of Locke Lamora down, which is hard mode completed. So hopefully I'll get to one of those. And then the next bingo space is the author uses initials, and the hard mode for this is a pseudonym. Currently, the only option I have for this one is Engines of Empire by R.S. Ford, and I'm not entirely sure if this is a pseudonym or real name, so I'm not sure if this is hard mode or not, but I would love more options for this because I thought this would be easy, but I actually kind of struggle with it. Then we have Published in 2022. The hard mode for this is debut novel. I put Justice of Kings for this, which does hit hard mode as well. I'm so excited to read this, so I feel like this one will be easy for me to do. Otherwise, I do have a lot of anticipated releases for the year, but most of them aren't debuts, so I will be interested to see if I don't end up reading this, what my hard mode is for it. And the next one is an urban fantasy, and the hard mode is LGBTQ plus POV characters. For this one, I currently have Jade City, which is repeated on this list, as well as Crescent City, which is repeated on this list. I'm guessing that Crescent City does not have any LGBTQ plus characters in it from what I know of Sarah J. Maas, but I'm hoping Jade City will. And again, I think this will be just a sense of once I read books, whether I know that about them. And the next bingo card prompt is Set in Africa. I actually kind of struggled with this one, which makes me feel really terrible about that. So right now, the hard mode is African heritage, and I will have to do a little bit of research for Black Leopard, Red Wolf, which is also repeated on this list at some point. And you can actually do repeats for the Reddit bingo, but I just on this list have things that'll match more than one prompt, so I put them down there, but I'll only use them for one prompt. I don't actually know what Black Leopard Red Wolf is, but it's funny because me and my sister went into the bookstore and she bought that book, and ever since I'm seeing it everywhere, and so now I'm really intrigued to read it. I think the author has African heritage, but I'm not 100% sure. The other one I have on the list is The Fires of Vengeance by Evan Winter, who does have African heritage as well. I have read the first book in the series, so I do need to continue this. My next one is non-human protagonist, and the hard mode is non-humanoid protagonist. So for this, I currently have Murderbot down. I have read the first one, but I could read the second novella and Children of Time because there is a spider thing. But neither of these hit hard mode, and I would really like to hit hard mode. So please let me know down below if there's any that you would recommend for this, a non-humanoid protagonist that isn't human. So it could be like a dragon POV or something. And then we have Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey, and the hard mode for this is not time travel. Currently, I just have written down the new Blake Crouch coming out. I'm not 100% sure if that will fit. Otherwise, I did recently pick up, well, my dad let me the Time Patrol, but this is time travel, and I also think that there is a Anne McCaffrey series that is sci-fi that I'm thinking about reading that probably has some kind of time thing in it. My head automatically goes to Dark Matter and Recursion by Blake Crouch, though, so I'm hoping that the new Blake Crouch that comes out this year will fit this prompt because I loved both of those books. One I'm really struggling with right now is 5 SFF short stories, and the hard mode for this is an anthology. I have nothing down for this, and I do want to hit a full bingo card. Technically, you are allowed to replace one of these with a prompt from the last year's bingo card, so I might be doing that for this because short stories and me just don't get along. But please let me know if you have any that you think I will like and comment down below. And the next bingo card prompt is features mental health, and the hard mode for this is not Stormlight, so I thought that was kind of funny. I have Crescent City written down for this, which is repeated, but Sarah J. Maas is really good with her mental health representation, so I was thinking that this might be really good for it. The other one I have written down is Dragon Mage by M.L. Spencer. I'm not 100% sure. I know we have a main character who is on the spectrum for autism, so I think that would count, and I think that there will be lots more talk about mental health in this. I'm not 100% certain. The next one is self-pub or indie, and the hard mode for this is less than 100 Goodreads ratings. I have nothing written down for this, but I own a lot of self-pubbed and indie books, and a lot of them have been sent to me by authors, so I do have a couple that don't have a lot of reviews. One that sticks out to me in particular is the Nomads of the Sea by Kobe Zucker. Last time I checked, I believe it only had about 2 reviews, so this one definitely counts because the ratings are really little on it. It's so brand new, and the author kindly sent this to me, and I'm very excited to read it, but I don't actually have something settled for this because I do own a lot. The next prompt on this list is the award finalist but not won, and the hard mode is not Hugo or Nebula, and for this I went with the SFBO finalists. So that is the self-published fantasy competition done by Mark Lawrence. And I own a lot of these. I have on here are Burn Red Skies by Kirsten Espinosa Rosario, Voice of War by Zach Argyle, as well as The Iron Crown, who I'm sorry, I forget who that's by off the top of my head. I'll put a picture up here, but I really want to read all of these really badly, so I have a feeling they'll get done this year, and they will count for this as hard mode. The next one we have is a BIPOC author. And the hard mode for this is Indigenous author. I'm really sad to say that at this current time I don't have any hard modes on this list. So I will be doing a little bit of digging because I would also like to hit hard mode for this. But currently I have the Bone Shard Emperor, the next R.F. Kuang book that I want to read, the next Amari and the Night Brothers book, as well as Upon a Burning Throne. The next one is Shapeshifters, that is not wolf/dog shifters. I currently have written down the Fan Row one that Mel read. I don't know the name of it. It is wolf shapeshifters though, so I'm gonna have to look into this to get a hard mode. I'm unsure of what. I don't know what this, I think it's the Lone Wolves or something. It's a fantasy romance. There's something out there that I'll find. So then the next one is No Ifs, Ands, or Buts, and the hard mode is a 3+ word title. This was actually really hard. So both of these on here do fit hard mode, but they are repeats. So I have Black Leopard, Red Wolf, as well as His Majesty's Dragon on here. It was really hard to find 3+ ones that don't have a if, and, or but. Oh, I wonder if thes count, because I do have Dice the Fire sitting right here. But I feel like the is like similar, so I kind of want to avoid it. And the next prompt is Family Matters, which is, the hard mode is 3 generations in a single family. For this one I have the Sword of Kagan and Jade City. I don't know if either of these have 3 generations of a single family. I think this will be after reading I can decide if they fit hard mode, or if you've read them you can let me know if they fit hard mode. And Jade City is repeated earlier on, but Sword of Kagan isn't, and I need to read both of these this year, so hopefully. So that's my entire bingo board. With this, you either are aiming for a line or the whole board, and my goal is to do the whole board for the whole year, and I'm probably not going to pay that much attention to this as the year goes on, so we will see at the end of the year if I have read all of these and if I do hit all the prompts. So again, please let me know if you have any for the specific things that I'm struggling with in the comments down below, and if you have watched this video and enjoyed it, please leave me a snake emoji in the comments down below, and have yourselves an absolutely wonderful day.